Yo, what's up with y'all? Today I'm here with a draft analysis video. I have not played draft in roughly about a year. Let's get straight into it. Let's just talk about my picks. So first up, we had Mega Diancie. Let's just talk about my placement in the draft. I was actually the 11th pick. It was a snake format. If you don't know, it goes 1 to 12 and then 12 back to 1. So I did 11th pick. I was basically the wheel pick. And I didn't really know what I wanted to draft. I had no plan coming in. And I saw Mega Diancie still on the board. So I was like, you know what? Might as well. Let's get Mega Diancie. I've never used it before. It's an amazing mon. Look at these stats. Insanely bulky. Can hit super hard. It has a 4 times weakness to steel, but that's not that big of a deal because our next pick was Corviknight. And Corviknight is an amazing steel type. And it pairs really well with Mega Diancie. You know, the weaknesses kind of, is fine. Mega Diancie is weak to ground and steel, and Corviknight resists both. Immune to ground, resists steel. So it's really good. Really good mon to pair with it, so we have a really good slow pivot. In my opinion, it's one of the best slow pivot mons with a good defog, U-turn. You could do iron press, you know what I mean? Next up, I went with Salamence. Reason I went Salamence was just because I wanted to get a bulky mon. Might as well finish my Dragon Fairy Steel Core. I was like, you know what, I already have 2 out of 3. Let me go ahead and grab my dragon. I was thinking about getting a Garchomp, but I was like, I don't want to get a Garchomp. It was too expensive too. It was a 20 pointer or a 19 pointer. One of the two. It was 20 or 19 points, and this budget for this draft was very, very tight. It was pretty tight. It was 100 points for 9 picks, 9 to 10 picks, right? So roughly about 10 points per mod. 10 points per pick if you go for 10, and if it's 9 you have a little bit more than 10. But I opted to go for more of a balanced draft, and Salamence is amazing. Right, we have Intimidate, you have Moxie, so it could be a bulky mon, physically bulky mon. It could be specially bulky too because it's really good. You just run away, Intimidate, come in, Roost, Draco Meteor, Earthquake. It does a lot of different things, or it could just be a Dragon Dance sweeper with Moxie. You know what I mean? Pretty much amazing. This is my second time I'm going to be using Salamence. The last time I used it was about 6 or 7 years ago, so it has been a while. My next pick was back in the wheel. Basically, again, it was Infernape. I went with Infernape because I'm like, I need a solid breaker. And Infernape is a phenomenal breaker. There's not really that many switch-ins when it comes to Infernape, besides like a really bulky water type, and even then, you can still hit it with a stab close combat and it's going to do a lot of damage. And also recently, in Gen 9, he got Drain Punch, which he has been missing for a long time. And Iron Fist Drain Punch is gonna do number. It's gonna do a number, especially. It's gonna do a lot of damage, and it's good recovery. Infernape is great because it gives me a second rocker with Mega Diancie. Gives me a rocker. I could Nasty Plot. I could Swords Dance. I could Choice Scarf. Choice Band. This mon is just really versatile. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. It's also, Expert Belt, Mach Punch, Slack Off, Earthquake. It's really good. It's a really bulky, good, versatile mon I can run with. One away, it's a really good speed tier as well. So it just makes it a very scary mon. So far, I'm really liking this draft. And the next pick, we went with Vaporeon. I wanted another bulky mon to help pair with Corviknight. I know it gives me a second mon weak to electric, so if you just bring an electric type, you just spam Volt Switch or Thunderbolt or you just, what's another Plasma Fish with Zero Aura, like what's this physical Super Self Slam, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's still a Vaporeon. It's still nice. Wish Pass is amazing. You could Calm Mind, Flip Turn. All the time it's just gonna be good, right? Having Wish support is always nice. So I'm really liking this bulky backbone that we were developing. Salamence could also just be a really good bulky mon if that's like a good electric type that I don't really have that much of a switch into. I can just use Salamence as a bulky mon and it's really great. So I'm really liking it so far. And next up we have our first Terra Captain. It's a Torterra. Terra Captain Torterra. I've been wanting to use Terra Torterra with Shell Smash ever since it came out. And I've never had the chance. So this is my second draft league after the DLC came out. So I'm like, I never had the chance, and the last draft league I was in last year didn't allow Terra Torterra. This time it does, and I'm going to get a couple sweeps this season. I'm hopefully going to get a few sweeps with Shell Smash, Terra Electric, Terra Steel, Terra Poison, whatever I need, and it's going to do a number, especially with loaded dice. Oh my goodness, loaded dice, Rock Blast, loaded dice, Bullet Seed. That's I'm pretty sure. I guess loaded dice, Bullet Seed. And it gives me another rocker as well. It gives me 3 rockers. I can also run him bulky, just a defensive Torterra. Like I'm saying, if an electric type comes in, defensive Torterra takes care of that as well. So that's really solid. For our next pick, we have Terra low kicks. My second Terra. I went back to back with these Terra mons because I've been wanting to use Terra low kicks for so long. Because tinted lens for choice band first impression does insane damage. There's virtually no switching to this mon, right? It's also a very good scarfer. It could also be good, like, it's just a Swords Dance. I can just click Swords Dance, Sucker Punch. Swords Dance, Sucker Punch leads life in first impression, right? He gets leads life for recovery as well, and he gets the U-turn too, so it gives me a solid, like, mid-tier U-turner, mid-tier pivot mon. I could just run him Banded, Choice Scarf, Life Orb, Expert Belt, whatever it is. Muscle Band, he's going to do a lot of damage, and I cannot wait for me to use Terra Bug Choice Band first impression, or even Terra Bug Life Orb first impression. It's going to do insane amount of damage. Even Terra Dark knockoffs is going to hurt. This, I feel like I really do like my two Terra captains. We're only allowed to get 2 of them, and I feel like these two were one of the best Terra captains to get. There was, of course, Terra Normal Entei in there. There was also a Terra Normal Lucario E-Speed. So those two were very high contenders as well. But I was saying for like pure attack power, I think these two mons are like top 10 Terra mons. That's what I feel like. I think maybe even top 5, maybe in draft form, and this is maybe a top 5 Terra, both of these guys. So I really like that as well. And the next pick we went with Drapion. I wanted to Grounded Poison. I did not want to go with Weezing because he is kind of too slow. He is solid and bulky, but it was just like, I don't want my draft to get too passive, and Drapion doesn't get passive, right? Because he has 90 attack, which can hit really hard. He's very, very bulky. He's also pretty speedy at base 95, so I can always just, I don't know why it's not, hold on, let me change this to be draft format. Let's go into Nat Dex Draft. Okay, Nat Dex Draft. He does get a lot of good moves as well. He can also hit hard. It's also another stab knockoff. We could Iron Defense. He doesn't get body press, does he? He does not get body press. But Earthquakes, Hone Claws, like T-Spikes as well is always nice. Like, I feel like I have so many options for like for hazards. It's actually kind of insane. I have 3 mons that have rocks. I got Toxic Spikes as well. So it's just really good. I might drop it later on if it doesn't have much use, but as of right now, I really like the composition of the team. And my final pick was a Mamoswine. I originally did not have Mamoswine in my cards because I was like, it's a little too expensive, and I actually kind of read the rules wrong. I thought it was supposed to be 9 through 11 mons drafted, so I was going to get a Lola Raichu and Galarian Articuno to round out my team to be 11. But then when it was said there was only 10 mons, I was like, oh, I only have 12 points left. I could either go Snorlax and a Lola Raichu, or I could just go Mamoswine. And I was like, you know what? Let's go Mamoswine. Mamoswine on paper virtually has no switching. Virtually has zero switching because of Ice Ground Stab. Ice Ground Stab is one of the best offensive stabs there is in the game. Like, outside of Steel Fairy, this is the best one, because even Steel Fairy, you need coverage. With this, you don't need coverage. Ice and Ground beats basically everything. Besides like a bulky water, but even then, you have Trailblaze. So it's like, I don't even have to run you Scarf. I could just run you like Trailblaze, Expert Belt, Life Orb, whatever. Choice Scarf or Choice Band is still amazing. He also gives me another rocker, so now I'm looking at 5 mons that could set up hazards. So I'm really good at the hazards department. I don't really have to worry. Usually my drafts relies on maybe 1 or 2 mons having to have hazards every single week. But with this draft, I could just split around. Some games I bring hazards, some games I don't need to bring the hazards. Some games I do fully offensive, some games I play more balanced. I'm a more hyper offensive, that's my playstyle, playing more hyper offensive. But with this team, I feel like it gives me a lot of different options. It gives me a lot of different options of how I can play this team. And I actually kind of like that. It's very flexible. I could play more defensive, bulky offense, hyper offense. Like literally, if I wanted to come hyper offense, Mega Diancie, just come out, click buttons. Mega Salamence, go Moxie Dragon Dance. With Infernape, Choice Scarf. Also Mamoswine, Choice Scarf, Low Kicks, Choice Band, Shell Smash Torterra, right? Like, even iron press with Corviknight. Like, I have a lot of options and I can make a lot of different things work with this. And I'm very excited to see how this is going to actually come out in actual games. And we actually have my first week 1 playing this week. I'm probably going to be playing it on Wednesday. Today is Monday. I think this video will come out today as well. It might not come out today. It might come out a little bit later today. But I'm playing on Wednesday, and video will be uploaded following week. I don't know which day exactly. It might just be on a weekend, probably like on a Saturday or something, but that's when probably it will be uploaded. I won't be doing any edits for that. I'll just be playing it live, and I'm just gonna upload the straight raw footage. I might cut out like dead periods where it's like I'm just waiting, I'm not really talking anything. I might cut those out, but let me know how you think about this draft, and because I really like it. I might make changes. I know that I do not have an electric type. An electric type is really good to have, especially with Volt Switch. But I feel like I have really good pivoting with Corviknight, U-turn, Infernape U-turn, Vaporeon flip turn. And low kicks U-turn. So I have 4 out of my 9 mons that can pivot. But yeah, I think I'm really good with this team. I really feel like this team is really solid, and I can't wait to use this team and get this team into action. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Let me know what you guys think about the team, and make sure you guys hit the sub button and like the video. I'll see y'all next week.